Hi there, and welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And I'm so excited today to show you how to make a quick and easy tortilla soup right in the hot cold blender that is made by Shark Ninja. This is a newer product from Shark Ninja. It's in the Ninja Foodi family, and it is the hot cold blender. And I did an unboxing video on this blender, so if you want to check that out, I can link to that video right up there for you. So today we're going to make a really simple tortilla soup, and I have all my ingredients prepped. And what I did with the vegetables here is I have a jalapeno pepper that I just cut in half, and I took some of the seeds out just because I like to balance the heat a little bit, and I didn't want to put the whole pepper in. If it's super spicy, it might overspice our soup. So I definitely advise you to either remove all the seeds, some of the seeds, or if you like super spicy, just throw it in whole. I've got 2 garlic cloves that I just have whole here. And then I have about a half of an onion. Actually, it's 3/4 of an onion. And it's just cut in half because we're going to throw it right in and let the blender do the chopping for us. I also have some cilantro stems. I was running low on cilantro and I didn't want to go to the store, but the cilantro stems really add the flavor of cilantro. You don't have to use the leaves. You can certainly just use the stems like I'm doing today. So I'm going to open up the lid here and dump these vegetables in, and we're going to pulse them up to blend them. Chop them, I guess I should say. All right, put the lid on, and we will turn the blender on and just do a little pulse. I'm going to put in 1.5 cups of chicken stock and then finish kind of blending that up just by pulsing it. If you turned it on a full blend, it would not have any texture left to the vegetables. And I like a little texture in my soup. All right, pulse a couple more times. That looks good. Now we dump in the rest of our ingredients. So what I have here is 10 ounces of cubed up thawed chicken breast. This is boneless, skinless chicken breast, and I'm going to dump that in. Then I have some fire roasted tomatoes. This is 1 14.5 ounce can of fire roasted tomatoes. Now you could also use regular canned tomatoes if you prefer. I'm going to be a little careful about this because this one tends to want to splatter. There we go. Our seasoning mix here is 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle. And that's all we're adding in. And then I think what I'm going to do is just give it, no, I don't want to blend it. I got the chicken in there and I don't want that to become too pulverized. So we're not even going to worry about blending it. We're going to let the blender do all that for us. So I'm going to put in 1/2 cup of black beans, 1/2 cup of corn. That is just canned corn, but you could also use frozen corn. And then I'm going to put in 2 carrots that I have peeled and sliced up. They are in about 1/2 inch slices, and just get that in there. Perfect. Put the lid on. This is when it becomes like super awesome. Put the lid on. Make sure the Ninja Foodi is on, and then you're going to go to hearty soup. It's going to set a timer for 30 minutes. What's going to happen is it's going to start to boil. It's going to, every once in a while, move the ingredients around. Not very often. I think it happens twice during the 30-minute cycle. I'm hoping to catch that on camera, but I know you don't want to sit here and watch this for 30 minutes. So hopefully we'll catch it, but no promises there. It beeps, I think, 3 times and then does a little bit of a blend just to move everything around. But within a minute or so, we will start to see the bottom part boiling. And then it will continue to do that, and it cycles on and off, or high to low. I don't know exactly. But you'll see it boiling quite vigorously, and then it will settle down, and then it starts again, and it does that for 30 minutes. No need to stand here. You can go do whatever you want to do. The blender's going to now make our chicken tortilla soup. All right, so it's been just, about 6.5 minutes, and it's starting to really boil down here and on the side, but over here it's kind of quiet. So what I've decided to do, totally optional because you do not need to do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the tamper to go down inside and just move some things around a little bit. And the tamper is designed with a handle here and like a little round thing, I can't think of what I should call it, so that it will never go and hit the blade. So even if you go in here to move things around, you will not hit the blade. So if they engage right now, I'm not gonna chew up this plastic tamper. So I'm just gonna kind of go around and move it, just in case there's some like real solid stuff, like the chicken sitting on the bottom, and mix everything up. Again, totally optional. The blender will do this for you in probably a few minutes, but I don't know exactly when. So I thought I would do that and then just put that back on. And let's see, that should not have interrupted the cycle, and it didn't. So you can remove this and do whatever you want at any time, and that won't hurt anything. All right, so I hear it's starting to kind of bubble up on the top here a little bit. So we're starting to cook. And it's been, about 9 minutes. So I would expect within the next 5 to 6 minutes the blender will engage. And it is really fast because it's a chunky soup. If it was a smooth soup, it would do it a little bit longer and maybe a little more frequently. But because this is a chunky soup, it's not gonna do it. But I think it does it 2 times during the 30-minute cycle. And it's very fast. All right, so we're here, there it goes. And that's all it does. So it really is fast. So right at 10 minutes into the pressure cook, you hear the 3 beeps, and then it just blends just a little bit. So some of the beans will get cut in half, even some of the carrots get cut in half, but it doesn't matter to me. It's still a beautiful, delicious soup, and it's done, hands off, no chopping, very little prep, and it's ready for you in 30 minutes. This will feed about 3 to 4 people. All right, so we just have about a minute left on this 30-minute cycle for a hearty soup, and it did its little blend thing for, I would say a second, maybe 2 seconds at the most, twice during the cycle. Now, if you were doing a smooth soup, which I have not done yet, I would assume that it does it a little bit longer and a little more frequently. But again, I haven't tested that one out yet. So we will do that in an upcoming video, I'm sure. It smells amazing. It really smells good. Some of the chicken got a little shredded, which I happen to like. But it looks still nice and hearty and chunky. So I'm so excited about this. So let's see, we're counting on, and it is boiling quite a bit here. Like you can just see it boiling away. I have no doubt that the chicken is completely cooked as well. All right, there we go. We are all done. Now we can ladle up our soup. Now it's going to be steamy and hot, so be careful when you open this up. Kind of do it away from you like you do with your pressure cooker lid, because you can see all that steam just coming out. All right. Oh, this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna put my bowl up here. Oh, it's beautiful. It smells so good. Now, of course, with tortilla soup, ordinarily what I would do is top it with a little bit of fresh cilantro, but I have run out. There are cilantro stems in there, so I know I'm gonna have that flavor, but I don't have the pretty garnish. Also, I would ordinarily put maybe a little cheese on there, but I thought for the taste test, I'm just gonna eat it just like it is. All right, so let's look at that chicken. So the chicken is in smaller cubes than what we put in. But looks really good. It's definitely done. Wow. That chicken is perfect. It's not tough at all. It's very, very tender, very moist. Oh, it really, really is delicious. All right, let's get a carrot. That carrot was a little harder than I would like, so I think this one will be better. It's a little thinner. This one's about a 1/4 inch slice, so that's what I would recommend. I think the one that I just ate was about a 1/2 inch. So about a 1/4 inch slice is what you want for this. Better. Still a little on the harder side. Now, that didn't happen in my test recipes, but in my test recipes, I used a much thinner carrot. These carrots were from Sam's Club, and they're really large in diameter. So I think that's the difference. Other than that, it's great flavor. I mean, this tastes amazing. So good. 30 minutes, very little prep. You just walk away and let the blender do the cooking. I just think it's an amazing thing. I love it, and it's great if you're gonna make soup for 1 or 2 people, or 3 people, or even 4 people. This would probably serve 4 people. Now, if you're gonna make a big vat of soup, use the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker and air crisper. That is gonna do the same kind of thing, and it would take probably about the same amount of time, but you'll end up with a whole big pot of soup. So you could take this recipe, and I would probably triple it to do a big pot of soup in the Ninja Foodi. So you can certainly do that without any issues. I would pressure cook for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll be good to go if you wanted to make a big batch. But for me, for lunch today, this is perfect. Now, if you're looking for another quick and easy recipe for the Ninja Foodi hot cold blender, I'm gonna link to that right over there, because I made a 10-minute blender barbecue sauce that is gonna knock your socks off.